Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. I was on my computer this morning and trying to update it and do a couple of things here and there, and a channeling came through. It's very interesting. I felt this energy before, where they're just trying to communicate with me. It's a woman, and they're just it's very interesting the things they have to say. I'll leave it at that, and I'm going to read what I typed down. I believe they know when you're on your computer. Obviously, it makes sense if they did. So, let's just get started. It's a quick video just for you to know. I'll see if I can post in the description the whole conversation, and just take it for what it means for you. I guess that's all I can say. So here they go. They start with saying, "We are, whose family, and we are her ancestors. We are Old English. We are European settlers." And then I asked, "Which part do you like the most?" We are here, or we were here, since before independence of the United States. We are an old community of settlers from Germany, 1680. We are her family. This is the history of her family. This is the history of her family that you must pursue. Find your German family history. My name is Gertrude. Do you feel me inside her energy field? This is the lineage that allows for psychic abilities, inherited, period. I am your great 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 aunt on your mother's side of the family. It is very revealing that the deeper the channeling session, the deeper the trance or state of meditation that the medium must be. This gentleman is quite adept and can function very well under these circumstances. So you go into a mild trance. You let go of your ego. You're in this trance. You let go of the ego, and then you'll just get a channeling coming in. So that's important. I'm gonna make it quick because I didn't put airplane mode on my phone, and a call could come in and ruin everything. So I'll make it quick and I'll post the video. Where was I? So they're talking about the trance and the meditation. They're talking about how to get into a state so that you can channel, and then how you're able to feel a channeling session that's coming in. The timing was right when I was on my computer. I thought maybe I should be on my computer more often so I can type these things down. My greatest moments were making supper for your great 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 uncle. We lived in a cabin. He hunted and brought home supper for me to make. Yes, he was here as well. Mind you, that we don't say places in the United States, but you're very close to where you are very close to where we use. You are very close to where you, but you are very close where you live now. Yes, he was here as well. Mind you, we don't like to say places, but we're very close. We were very close then to where you live now. He was in Pennsylvania, and his name was Hugh Glass. He knows this himself already. So you're asking about the medium, right? I felt very special as well. Like this energy now of how this time will be. This 2024, you are my dearest great 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 grandchild, my grandniece on your mother's side. So you're communicating with your ancestors from Germany that migrated to the United States, and they live close to where you live now. They just didn't want to say the place of where, but you obviously then you would know where that is. And they were talking about Hugh Glass, and he lived in Pennsylvania. So whoever this person was here before in the United States as well around that time. But that's not something that they said it in the channeling, but I wouldn't mention that myself either. So then there's that. Uh, that's it. It's not a long video. I'm not gonna hold you out any longer. So I will. Um, Let me read it just one more time, just for the sake of clarity. When I was reading some of it, when you're in a trance state and you're writing things down, sometimes it just comes out. It needs a little editing. Not so much this time, because you're in and out of this trance state where you can um, pause briefly and then wait to hear what the channeling is about so you can then type it down. Even if it doesn't make any sense to me, it's not meant to be for me, right? I get my own stuff. I don't have to post it anywhere. But for you, or for the individual that's out there looking at this, you would definitely want to just have it the way it's channeled to me so you can get it. But the typo sometimes and the pauses that they make are for um, clarity, I think, and to n- answer the questions that you have for yourself at some point. So you'd have to remember most of the things that you were asking for, or maybe these are just lingering questions you've had for a while, and now you're getting your response, and you get an idea of what they want you to know. And as with anything, you need to practice. You need to continue to meditate, continue to work on your chakras, and continue to clear out the um, the emotion, the emotional field of your surroundings. Like now we have the election. Now we have this energy. We have a emotion, not emotion. We have emotion of people thinking in the same way, and that creates this effect where you're um, you're just kind of riding the wave, but you're not part. You're surfing through the wave, and it's the wave, but you don't necessarily are part of the wave. You understand it that it's a wave and it's a movement, but it's not necessarily a part of you. You're not adding on to the wave. You are aware the wave is there, but you don't participate in the that emotional attachment that comes along with it. And I'm not saying that you're a vampire, that you're feeding off that energy as well, which is not impossible. But then again, that's not what we're here for. We're here for a connection and an understanding of what's what's there beyond life, beyond physical. And this is a channeling from your great 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 aunt and from where she lived, how where your psychic abilities come from in the family lineage from Germany, and how long they've been in the United States. They talk about they talk about me in a way, and just as I explained the channeling process, it's not difficult, at least not as hard as it can be from someone else. But I've been doing this for, I don't know, uh 2005 or something like that, where my awareness increased your, it's hard to explain, but if you have an aura, let's say your aura just is around your body, then you can say that the aura grows and grows and grows, and it can extend out further than what you can imagine, and then you perceive more of your surroundings than just yourself in some cases. Let me not bore you with all the details. Let me read it one more time. I'm gonna try and see if I can correct some of the way it was typed, because it was in semi-trance state where I could receive this information, and I don't feel comfortable yet going in a full trance where I'm completely unaware of myself, because there isn't a place where I can feel safe with people around me to do that. So I don't think I'm ready to do that yet. Either way, here we go. So I'm gonna start again. We are you know whose family. We are her ancestors. We are Old English. We are European settlers. And then I asked them, which part do you like the most? And that just came up out of nowhere. It must have been something they said, and I responded with this. And most of the channeling was from Gertrude was pretty good channeling this time, because we get a lot of information. Which part do you like the most? We're here since before independence of the United States. We're an old community of settlers from Germany in the 1680's. We are her family. This is the history of her family. This is the history of her family that you must pursue. And then they just clarify. Then they clarify that they're saying, find your German family history. Excuse me. My name is Gertrude. Do you feel me with her energy field? So, like I explained in my last video, how you have energy field where you can tell that there's another entity connected with a person in physical. So that's what she's saying. Do you feel me in her energy field? This is the lineage that allows for psychic abilities, inherited. Period. Then the next thing is, I am your great 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 aunt on your mother's side of the family. It is. Then she talks about the channeler, me, in a way. It is very revealing that the deeper the channeling session, the deeper the trance or state of meditation that the medium must be. This gentleman is quite adept and can function very well under these circumstances. She goes on to say, my greatest moments were making supper for your great 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 uncle. We lived in a cabin. He hunted and brought home supper for me to make. Yes, there's a little more to that story about her and what she did with how she spent her life with her great great uncle, but it didn't come in as clear as possible, and it wasn't, that I have no attachment to this channeling, so I don't necessarily push for anything. I just let things come in on their own. But it was pretty good still. But there's a little quite a more of a story behind that. But this is what made her happiest when she was making supper for her husband, your great 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 uncle. And then I don't know if you understand most of this next part. Um, yes, he was here as well. Mind you that we don't say places in the United States, but you are very close to where we used to live. But the word they saying it, the way they're wording it, which I'm editing on the fly here for a second here, is that, mind you that we don't say places in the United States, but we are very close where you live now. He was in Pennsylvania. His name was Hugh Glass. He knows this himself already. So he knows who he was back then, that he was Hugh Glass. And this is where it ends. I felt very special as well. Like this energy now for this time will be this 2024 for you. Okay? I understand what that means. I'll explain it to you in a second. I felt very special as well, like this energy now of how this time will be, this 2024 for you. You are my dearest, you know, great grandchild, great 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 child niece, great 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 grandniece on your mother's side. I felt this very special as well, like this energy now for this time will be. So in her past life, she felt the very same way she feels right now when she's doing this channeling for you. So you can say there's a connection. There's no time, is there? Right? She felt this same connection with you back then as you're feeling it now. The only things that don't change are the emotional connections that you have. If I have a very special feeling for myself now, and I can sense that there's something going to happen good for me in the next 30 years, then when it does happen, then it'll be just a matching energy frequency between 2025 and 30 years from myself, as an example. So, what she's saying is, I feel, and I'll read it to you now that you understand what I'm trying to say. I felt very special as well, like this energy now of how this time will be. This 2024 for you, my dearest. Then she just calls you out by her, as calls you out as her great niece, great grand niece. This energy now was the 1600s, and how this time will be now is for you, your 2024. So I felt very special as well, like this energy now, 1680's, of how this time will be for you in 2024, my dearest great great grand niece. So she's connecting through you to time. Just very interesting. So I get from this energy, I'm feeling the energy right now because I'm speaking the words of someone that said them. And you resonate with that energy field, and then you can become that energy field, and you can, this entity, right? You can become one with this entity and be her puppeteer, right? I'll be the puppet, she's the puppeteer, and we'll be able to communicate this way. So that's a brief explanation. I thought it'd be worth it explaining to you some of the things that I know about channeling, and maybe I'll motivate a few of you guys out there to try it on your own, work at it. Forget how long it could take for you or anyone, because practice makes perfect, and you just have to continue to do this for yourself. For me, it wasn't ever anything I realized I could do, or that it was even in the cards for me to take on as a uh, as a gift more than anything, right? And that, we have so many much more challenges to go for everyone out there. I always say it the way I type it in, minding the my trance state and the typing, how it could blur in some occasions, but still turns out pretty good. And there were people in the house walking around, people watching TV here in the house when I did this, but I was able to concentrate and go on this um, level of went to this level, right, where I could do the channeling, which was important. And I think it was mostly because I was just standing right in front of my computer. So it makes sense for that to happen then, because I've had channelings where I was at doing an oil change or something, or I was surrounded by people, or I'm driving, get something to eat, and it's just like they come in, and they're very eager to have someone come and explain, and better yet, not even that, not even write it down and keep it in the book, in an attic where someone will find it. It's more like you can. They're coming to me because you can put it in a video and send it out to the entire world, and it'll be God, the person that needs to hear it will read it or hear it or know about it in some way. So they're just putting out stuff as fast as they can whenever they have a chance. you know do the channeling, put it out there, put it out there, put it out there. And I'm very grateful and happy that I have this opportunity to participate with so many of my viewers. And I know, and I've told myself this a few times before, there are people that are going to watch my video 10 or 20 years later, or 6 months from now, and they'll make that connection then, because they need to hear from somebody that needs to tell them everything is all right. Or let's focus on, you know, why are things so always slanted in a negative way? You might hear about a newborn, a child, or a success story, or someone that some of your family members on the other side are very happy to know about or want to share that joy with you, right? Because um, you just feel their presence, and sometimes it's good that you can channel. And I'm glad that I could be of service to you and bring out that kind of information that no one really has access to. And it's my personal, very humble way of giving back to a community of those that are beyond the 3D thinking, beyond the 3D spectrum of understanding, beyond thinking that maybe we should do funerals and maybe we should mourn the dead and we'll never see them again, which is not true, because now we saw that there's a connection way beyond time that I don't want to explain right now how that works. Either way, stay tuned, and very impromptu video, but it was my duty to let this out there and let you guys just nibble away at it and get the best that you can. So I wish you well. Until next time, and have a great weekend.